morning, welcome back to the Urban Homestead. I'm Lisa and we are canning green beans today. I picked them from my garden a couple of days ago and it is time to process them. So I'm going to try to do a step-by-step for you and show you how I do it. I use, can you see on the camera? I use an electric pressure canner and I will tell you it has changed everything for me. I've always been super nervous about trying to can in a traditional canner. It always freaked me out, so I decided to buy the Presto, I think it's Presto canner. I did this last year and it was a game changer, I must say. So let's get started. But first, a little coffee. I guess you can hear that we have urban chickens too. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to fill our pressure canner to the fill line, which is, whoops, let's see. Okay, so it's right there. So we're going to fill that. And using the hot water will help it go faster. So now we have our hot water in the canner. We're going to plug it in. There we go. So now it's flashing pressure can. So we're going to press that once. So now what we need to do is fill our jars with hot water and put them in the canner. So now insert jars. So let's do that. Okay, so we are using pint jars today. So it will do 6 pints or 5 quarts. So the next thing we're going to do, we have our insert jars. So we'll press our button and it's going to warm. And we're going to put the lid on to install. And then we're going to put it on to locked. And we will put the arm down and close. So make sure the toggle is on vent and not can. And so now the jars are warming up and it will take around 10 minutes or so for them to come to temperature. Once it does, it will beep and then we'll come back and I'll show you what's next. Okay, so our canner just beeped and it's time to fill the jars. So now we are going to release our lid. Okay, here we go. Sorry, my thing's not staying up very well, is it? Okay, so we lift our thing. This is really great because when you're canning, this has an automatic button that comes up and will not allow you to open this canner until it's actually vented and ready to do it. So here we go. And always remember to open the lid away from you so that you don't burn yourself with the steam. All right, so we're going to get our jars out. And I like to do this one at a time. So we're gonna fill our jar. Whoops. This is a little beat up, a little old. It was my mama's. And with green beans, you can pack them pretty well. You're going to do a 1-inch headspace for water. So 1 inch is that bottom ring. And you want to use your your debubbler to make sure that you get all of the bubbles out. And then you can just press your beans down if they come up above there. And we have the lids in our hot water. Oh, whoops, I forgot one important step. Okay, so once you have your jar filled, you want to use a little bit of vinegar, and I just use a clean cloth. And you want to make sure that you wipe around the edges. Also make sure that your jars, before you use them, especially if they're jars you've used before, make sure that there's no chips or breaks or anything. Okay. All right, there's one down. Make sure you don't get them too tight. Every once in a while I forget that. Because what happens is, as it's processing, the air will come out through that ring. So you want to make sure that it's not too hot, too tight. So I just realized I forgot to put salt in my jars. So this is the first time this year I've done some canning, so forgive me. So we're going to do a half a teaspoon of salt, and it doesn't really matter what kind of salt you use. You can use sea salt, which is what I have here, or you can use canning salt. And hopefully you won't forget as you are canning. So, all right. Hopefully we'll get this before the end of the season. All right, so we're going to do a half a teaspoon of salt. And of course, if you don't want salt, you don't have to use it. It is not an absolute. See, I'm forgetting all the steps. This is a good thing to do. You're my guinea pigs. I guess I have a few for dinner. I'm making a mess. You know, it's funny. I never started doing this until about 3 years ago or so, and I'm still learning. It is something that my mom always did. My granny did it. Everybody canned, and of course, back then, you were supposed to watch and learn by osmosis. But I don't think that happened. I was never interested in it, not until I got older. Not until after the kids were out. And before then is when I should have been doing it. I wish I had. All right. Almost forgot again. Okay, so here we are. Now we are ready to start our timer. Now we're locked. Our arm down, if we can. All right. I'm not sure what's going. There we go. See, got to be smarter than the kettle. Okay, so now what we need to do is we press our button. We've filled our jars. Now it is heating. So it takes about 10 minutes or so to come to heat. And sometimes when you're using the hotter water, it will come up to temperature much quicker. So once this is up to heat, we'll come back. So we have put our regulator on, and it is to vent, and it has started building up pressure. Once it does, it will can for 20 minutes, and then it will be about an hour or so before it cools down. And once it starts building the pressure, oh, there you are. Can you see it's popped up just a little bit? That will pop up. Oh, there it goes, right there. So now we are at pressure. So that was good timing. So we will come back when everything is done. Okay, so we are at pressure and we are starting our 20 minutes. So we'll come back and I'll check in with you and I will let you know how it goes. So the whole time I've been filming, I've been looking in the wrong spot. This is new to me, guys, so have patience. Hopefully I will get this figured out. Can't wait for you guys to see the rest of the videos that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be doing some jams and some tomato sauce, tomato soup, maybe some other tomato things. So hopefully we'll be able to get that correct. Well, it looks like everything is all done and set. So we're going to vent. I'm going to use a little tool just to make sure. See, our little doodah thingy is down. And we're done. There we go. Okay. Oh. And look at that. Oh my goodness. Everything looks great. Uh-oh, got a little siphoning going on. That didn't get on very well, sorry. Little things going. That happens sometimes. And it looks like I could have filled those jars a little bit higher. But look at that. Looks pretty great. Did you hear that? And we have seal. Thanks everyone for joining me while I'm doing my first canning of the season. I hope that you'll follow me as I do more. I'll be doing sourdough bread, jams and jellies, and fruit possibly, hopefully some cucumbers. My cucumbers didn't do so well this year. So anyway, thanks again, and if you like this type of content, please hit the notification bell and you'll know when the next video drops, and subscribe and like this channel. Thanks so much. Bye.